Hello, welcome to Mart's Garage. I've been working on the 59 flatty in the 32 chassis with a view to getting it running, and I've done a few jobs and I've took little snippets but only on my phone. But I'll do a very quick roundup now just to show you what I've been doing. The distributor has been run on the truck and runs well. It's all been gone through, refurb, new points and set up on the Churchill timing jig. There's a new set of plug leads being made by a local company to my own specification with regards to the lengths of the wires, and that's based on the plug set off my Roadster with a few slight adjustments for the lengths. The carburetor's been stripped down, cleaned, put back together and road tested on the truck. That completed a successful road trip on the truck. The fuel pump actually is untested, but it is the type that has the hand prime on it. And I've made a little pipe there, nice and simple, 3 bends with the proper olive fittings in the end, olive or ferrule fittings in the end. I'll put a little stub in there and I'll attach a pipe to that to pick up the fuel from a can. I've rigged up this little gauge cluster. I bought these, and that's the oil pressure gauge. That's hooked into there, down there, and that's the water temp, and that's hooked into there, and that's an adapter there. If you use one of these, that's a 5/8 UNF thread, so the adapter has to be 5/8 UNF female to 3/8 NPT male. I just bought that off eBay. I got all these stainless steel Michelor hose clamps, and I'm just setting about doing the hoses. Here's my somewhat battered radiator. This was the subject to a repair that I did quite a long time ago now, but actually repairing this radiator was the very first job I did towards this project, and I'm waiting for some 45-degree hoses to go here. This one's sitting a bit high, but you can imagine if that was a bit lower, a 45-degree hose would go okay there. And the other things I've done is, I'll just put my glasses on. I did a thing where I set the oil level, and I did a video where I set the oil level, and what I've just done since then is made a little spacer to go there. It's a little piece of petrol pipe, fuel pipe, so that goes there now. And I put a little bit more oil in than I had, and it reads just on the full mark now. So that is, I'm quite happy with that little spacer there. So that's good. I've just filled the gearbox with oil, and I filled it through the top, without the lid on. I just tipped it all in, so that was nice and easy. And I've just filled the axle with oil as well. I've got snippets of those, so I'll just insert a little snip in just to show you how that went. Hello, welcome to Mart's Garage. I've just come out to do a couple more of the little jobs that need to be done to get it all running. I've got this Smith & Allen classic SAE 140, and I've been using it in my gearboxes. And what you can see here is that I've took the lid off the gearbox because it's so much easier to fill it up by just pouring it in the top than it is otherwise, you know, through the hole in the side. So I'm just pouring it in. Look how thick this stuff is. I won't put too much more in, because I think once this is all drained down off the gears, it'll come up to the level. And you can see there, look, down there is the level, and it's just encroaching on it now, just coming up to it now. So I'm going to leave that at that for now. I might have to find something other than this, because on my truck, for instance, it's very difficult to do the 1-2 shift when you just set off from the house. Especially, you know, with the colder temperatures during the winter time. It likes to warm up before it, but it shifts all right afterwards. It does like to warm up. So I'm going to leave that at that, because that's virtually on the level there, and there's a fair bit of oil still up on the gears, so that'll drip off and then it'll all settle out, and it's close enough anyway. So that's another little thing off the list. So what I can do now is put the lid on and seal it up. So the oil's in there then. You can see it's just about come up to the level now. And I'll now have a look at the axle. Okay, back in a bit. Hello again. This is what I used to fill the axle. This is just an old oil thing, you know. But it's got a thing, got a dispenser thing there. So what I do, I fill this bottle up and just keep reusing it. Try to do this one-handed. I can't remember how many of these it takes. I'll let you know when I'm finished. Okay. So that's where it has to go. So I'm going to get down and squirt that in there, and tell you what, I might as well just set up the tripod, mightn't I? You can squirt it in, you know. And I always lift it up to get the air back into the bottle, so it's not trying to suck it back in. You can get sort of pumps and syringes and things, but you know, just this works alright. How often do you do it? Not very often. Okay, I'll go and get a refill. Oh, okay. There's oil close by. Oh. When that dribbles out, the level's up. Now I don't know if that is from me just pulling the pipe out. Looks like it's actually coming out, so I'd say that's there now. Can you see that it's coming out? So that's okay, isn't it? When you stick your finger in there, you can actually see the, you can put your finger straight on the gear teeth. Okay, I'll stop it at that. So that's the engine oil, the gearbox oil, and the axle oil all topped up. Okay, I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Failing that. Okay, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Nice and easy, no problems. Okay, so that's a little roundup recorded on my better camera. What else have I done? I had to look at that tyre there because it was a bit low, and I noticed that the valve was leaking, so I put a new valve in it. Unfortunately, I noticed the valve was leaking after I took the inner tube out, so not a great one there, Mart. I've just dropped the radiator on. It's not bolted down tight because I don't know quite where it needs to go. Okay, anyway, so that's a little roundup of what I've been doing. Okay, I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Okay, so that's a little roundup of what I've been doing. Okay, so that's a little roundup of what I've been doing. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hello, I'm looking at my radiator, and there it is, kind of. It's not really in place because it needs to be back further from that, about there, like that, something like that. But what I'm looking at is the alignment of these hoses. Now, what I was told is that if you use a certain hose, there's a piece on that hose that you can cut out and it'll fit in there. So I ordered a couple of those hoses and they've arrived, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to see if I can locate the bit of hose that I need within those hoses, cut them out, shorten them down and put them on. Now I don't know if when I soldered these outlets in, if I angled them down a little bit more than normal, but anyway, that's what the information I'm given. So let's have a look. I'll show you the hoses. Okay, this is the hose, and there's a number for it. 21236 gates. And I believe these are for a certain model of F150 or F100 or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but if you look that number up, you'll find what it is. This area here is the area that I want. So I'm going to take a measurement on there, and what I'll do, I'll cut a piece of hose, and then I will, I'll cut it probably slightly long. Then I'll just keep trimming it down until I find the sweet spot where it fits nicely. I want about 4.5 to 5 inches of hose on there. So here's the hose. If you went right from that end, you probably wouldn't quite get it in, so I need to trim a bit off that end, I think. Maybe start. Maybe come from about where my thumb is, back to about there. I'm using these little tin snips to cut it. So I think I need to cut it off about, well, let's have a look. It might be that there's a bit too much offset in this. There's certainly enough offset. Too much possibly. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. I'll try trimming about an inch off. Come on. Yeah, okay. I'll try trimming about an inch off there. Okay, let's try that. So I'll cut about that much off. Okay. Now there should be a little pad under there to lift it a little bit. Okay, I think I'll take a little bit off that end and a little bit off this end. I think I'll take a bit off this end actually, so it goes in a bit further, because it could do being further down that curve there. To be honest, it could do with a slight, little tiny bit less offset than this. Yeah. Okay, not perfect, but okay, I think. With a slight spacer there, it'll fit a bit more natural. I think if my hose outlets were kind of straight instead of angled slightly down, it would fit better. I can see why people have recommended this. If the hose outlets were straight, it would actually fit pretty well. Just take a little sliver off here. So there we are, there's my hose. There we are, okay. And similarly, I think I might take a little bit off the end of that one there as well. Still, we've arrived at a reasonable fit, I think. These are the hose clamps that I've been tending to use. They're called Miscellaneous and they're made in Spain. I used these ones on my truck and I thought they were pretty good. You know, they're pretty heavy duty. And I went stainless on this one. Oops, that's broke. I need to mend that. Everything you do, you have to do it a couple of times, don't you, to get it how you want. I've just kind of moved those so they're both parallel. There's clearance between the fan belt and the clamp. You know, I might kind of move them to find a orientation that I'm happy with. I need to repair this here as well, put a weld on this. That's nice and simple then. It's not too bad, is it? It's almost like you could have got a straight one on there, but I'd heard that these hoses were the ones to use, so I thought I'd give them a go. I'll repeat the operation on the other side. I'm waiting for some hoses to come to go from here to here, so they're a 45 degrees, so this will end up being cut back, you know, and then the hose is trimmed down, and I've got some similar clamps but a slightly smaller diameter to go on. Okay, so that should, and that will complete the circuit then. I've got some short pieces of hose for there. These are a pair of pipes that I had on my Roadster years ago when I had the pilot engine in it. and those are F100 gates. So that will complete the cooling system. You know, fingers crossed, let's hope that it holds water. Okay, thank you very much then. That's another simple little job. I will catch you on the next one. Bye. Hello. Right, that is the hose that I fitted on the first side, and here is the complete hose. So what I've done, I've just laid this over there, and I've kind of traced where I've made the cuts. That's where I've made the cuts. So there's, if you can see those lines there, that line there and that line there. This one's more or less 90 degrees, but that one's at an angle. And this end is the engine end, that's the radiator end. That's what fits mine, but mine isn't unusual, it's not atypical, so you know, that's a guide. You can use that as a guide. Cut them a bit long, trim them down, inch, you know, creep up to it bit by bit. So that's the engine end there. So that's the shape of the hose, like that. Yeah, I might be slightly off on that one there, but you get the idea, within a quarter of an inch. I was just looking at this, you've got a useful 90 there and a almost 90 there and a little reducer there, so you know, it's quite a useful hose for making various adaptions. Okay, I will bring you back just to show you both of the hoses in place. Okay, back in a minute. Okay, there we go. Obviously there might be some adjustments back or like that, you know, to take up yet, but I don't quite know how it sits until I put the body on and the hood and everything. I think that looks alright. Okay. Okay. That was easier, wasn't it? All that messing about that I had to do with the first one. Okay. Right in. Okay. Right, there we are. There's that side done. I think it looks okay. If anybody orders these Michelor clamps. I've used 3 different sizes. Okay, those ones and that one there are 51 to 55 millimeters. Okay, that one there is slightly bigger. That's 55 to 59 millimeters. And although I haven't put them on yet, I'm hoping these will be the right ones for here. And these are 43 to 47. So I'm hoping that's the right size for up there. So I had to buy an assortment from a UK supplier. But they are really nice. Okay, right, that's about all I can do for now. So I will call it good at that, and I'll probably have a little break now. I've been out here a little while. It was a lot easier the second time around, and if you end up using the same things and you've got a similar radiator, you can see roughly where you've got to cut it from what I just showed you. So there you are. Every little bit is a step in the right direction. Every bit you do is a little step in the right direction. As long as you come out every day and do a little bit, things get done in the end. Thank you very much for joining me in the garage then. We're getting closer, aren't we? This will be running soon. Okay, thank you very much then. Bye. Hello, I'm not sure where the camera cut off. So what I've done, I've just altered the angle of this a little bit. I've put a mark on the tubing there, and I've put a mark on the hose there. I think that'll look okay. I could go a bit shorter, but I think as soon as I've got that length there, you want something at least similar on this side, so I'll use that as my pattern. I'll cut that there. The easiest way to do this is just start off by taking a cut like that. And then you can kind of tidy these with a razor blade when you're finished. And those offcuts, you know, could be used for joining something else together on another job. So that's the idea, and then this needs to be cut off about there. Which I can go and do. And what I'll do, I'll just put a little bit of paint on that, so I'll leave that to dry while I sort the other side as well. I'll cut these pieces the same. I'll cut 2 of them the same and then trim the, because these are offset so they end up a different length. Right, okay. Not as tidy as that one, look. You know, when you buy 2 of something, you'd think they'd send you 2 the same, wouldn't you? Gone a bit shorter on that one as well. I'll trim these with a razor. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's do the smart thing, put the clamps on this one. Oh, I've got to cut it down, haven't I yet? Let's cut it off about there. Okay. I think I might need the slightly next size up clamps. So this is now complete as far as water circuit goes, other than obviously the most important thing, the water. So I imagine the best thing to do then is to put some water in it and see what happens. Obviously you don't put the water in there. Actually, maybe I will put some antifreeze in. I'll shove some in. I'll mix it in with this water. Just looking around, generally looking for leaks. Put some more of this blue stuff in. I've shoved a socket up the end of the thing, maybe it'll come out a bit cleaner. Yeah, that's better. Now this isn't mixed now, this is just plain water. It's better, but it's slower. Yeah, that's up now because that's sitting in that tube and not going. I could hear the noise change. Oop. Don't know what that cap is, but I'll just kind of put it. I'll leave it like that, and I'll put a piece of pipe on there going down. So there we are, there's a look at the hoses. I think they look okay. Okay. Right, another little piece in the jigsaw then. Yeah, yeah, not too bad that. Quite like that. It's all right. I'm looking down below. I can see a drip down there. Do you see it just drip? But I don't know where it's coming from. You know, I'm looking at all the obvious places where it might leak. Okay, that looks all right. And the bit that is wet is the side I was spilling all the water on. So, okay, I'll leave it at that for now, and I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Bye. I just came and sat down on my little chair there to have a think, and I was looking under there. Maybe you can't see it, but can you see there, look? And then you trace it to there, then look along there. Can you see down at the bottom of that hose, look? I'll tighten these two up. It's one of them, isn't it? Yeah, it's coming from up there, look. So, you see it come splurging out then? The antifreeze mix is a bit more searching than just plain water. I don't know if there's like a recommended torque, you know, for these bolts. I don't think it's coming down the pump, is it? Oh, you probably can't see. Oh, is it coming down the pump? Yeah, it's coming down the pump, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's coming down the pump. Did you see that then? If you watch really carefully, trouble is I need 3 hands as usual. If you watch really carefully, you can see here, look. Can you see there? That's coming from the pump. Now I don't know if it's coming from that centre bolt. I doubt it. It's probably coming out of here, around there and down there. I can't do anything about that. This is that pump that I rebuilt. So it'll have to run a bit before it seals up. So what I'll do then, I'll put something underneath to catch it, and I'll just tip it back in when it's time to run it. This side is not dripping. This is the one that was actually professionally reconditioned, so that's good. But I did see a drip down there. Yeah, it's just dripped again, so maybe. I'll just try these. I'll just do these hose clamps a little bit here. Okay, that's about as tight as I dare go. Okay, hopefully it's stopped. But I think it's stopped. Yeah, I think that's all right now, this side. And it's just that water pump is leaking a little bit on the other side. Hopefully that'll stop after it's run for a while. Okay, good. Right. It's one of those things, isn't it? You know, you don't want to put water in it because it's going to throw up a few little problems here and there, and so sure enough it has. but not too bad, I think, not too bad. That one's okay now. That one's okay anyway, it wasn't leaking in the first place. These ones are okay, I think, yep. I think that's okay, and I just got that leak there. So I'll find something clean to put underneath it and I'll catch the water. Okay, another little job done. Thanks a lot then, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. There's the radiator, but I've dropped the, that's an original 32 grill and grill shell. That came from Henry in Holland. Now, what you might or might not be able to see is what's behind it. It's always the same, innit? As soon as you start doing something, somebody starts using power tools. Okay, there's my new, not new, but there's the grill shell that I might or might not use, but this arrived today. It's an electric fan. Now, I know a lot of people don't use these, but I tend to, because it saves power. Obviously this is just mocked into position. That can sit there, but the important thing is that it can sit there and fit behind that grill shell. So if I matte black this, it won't look too bad. I take the stickers off and matte black it, and then I can mount it properly. There are various mounting brackets and things that I can use. So that's another little thing, because I wanted this so that when I start the engine I can run it for a reasonable length of time. It can blow the air through. Okay, but what I will show you just on that is that it's quite close. This is a slimline design, and the reason it's sort of sitting there is because it has to go between there and there. You can't put it up here or down there. It has to. I would have had it a bit higher, you see, but I'll put it in that position because it fits here, just about fits there. So that goes there, and the fan just fits behind. It is clear because you can move it backwards and forwards like that. Okay, so there you are, grill shell, electric fan. I know some people don't like electric fans, but they don't bother me at all. Hello. Just so I'm not hiding anything, I've got a little bit of a problem with one of my teeth, and it's been an ongoing problem, and I'm going to have the tooth out. I'll probably have like a bridge or something like that, but at the moment I'm having a lot of trouble with one of my teeth, so I think I'm not going to be able to keep it in place while the bridge is prepared. I'm going to have the tooth out and have a gap. And it's down here at the front, so you might suddenly see that I've got a gap in my teeth, and then suddenly see that gap's gone. So anyway, you'll see that. So anyway, you know what it is. I've got an appointment later this afternoon, so I'm going to have one of them out. It's one of those things, isn't it? So look after your teeth, keep your appointments regular, don't slip off the radar. Okay, that's just another little side issue from me. Okay, cheers then, bye. Okay, so that'll do for now. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Oh yeah, it's been overnight, look, and that's how much water has leaked out of the water pump that I rebuilt. So it just shows maybe they're not so easy to rebuild after all. I will be interested to see if it stops leaking after it's run for a while. If it doesn't, what I might do is try taking it apart and skimming the face on the inside. It might be that that little bit wasn't good enough. Okay, right. Okay, I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Bye. Hello. I'm going to change these. They're just a tiny bit too small, and the replacement ones have come in. And I'm going to try something. This is full of water. So to try and stop it from leaking, I'm going to turn the vacuum cleaner on, which is just over there, and try and just create a little bit of negative pressure in the top of the tank. It might work, it might not. I don't know. Let's try it. I scratched that there then. Well, it's not leaking, so that's good. It's easy to get that bit cross-threaded. So there's the new clips in place. They clamp up a little bit closer than the other ones, and they're easier to get on and off. And that's how I had it. It wasn't sealed solid. It's just kind of in that vicinity. I don't know if it did something or not, but I do remember seeing a video on YouTube where it was AVE actually, that you showed changing a fitting on a tank, and you just apply, you know, the vacuum cleaner to the filler area while you remove the fitting and put it back in again. You know, you could use it if you wanted to, for instance, change something like that. You could put a vacuum on there, maintain a balance, and you'd probably minimise the amount that leaks out while you whiz it in and out. Okay, good. Oops, tidy up a little bit, Mart. Okay. It might not have leaked anyway, I don't know. So there you are then. A nice simple job. Now, you might notice something slightly different about me. I can't tell if you can tell or not, but look, I've got a gap in my teeth. See that? I had to have a tooth out. It's been playing me up for a couple of years now, that tooth. And basically I kept getting infections in it. And in the end I've had to have the tooth out. I am proceeding with like, you know, some like a dental bridge, what they call a bridge, to put like, you know, something in its place, but that'll be a while before I can have that done, so you'll have to put up with me with the gap in my teeth for a little while. Bang goes my Hollywood smile, eh? Okay, so there you are, nice simple little job. I don't know if that worked or not, but you know, bit of good fun finding out, isn't it? These are all scratched up now. Okay, right, what else can I do? Okay, I'm going to have a go at something else now. I've got another job that I want to do, but it's not one that I'm going to film, so. Okay, thanks a lot then. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.